I would say that what really put me in my path was heartbreak. I went on a spiral of heartbreaks very deep. And one of them took me to Bali on a solo trip. And in that one, I found mantra without even knowing that it was a mantra. I started listening to that mantra and crying. Okay, what is this song? Where is it coming from? Why I am feeling this way with this song? And 2 years after, I realized that it was a Kundalini mantra. Kundalini technology is the conscious tools, practical, that can change your state in very short time. It works fast, and the ultimate goal is to connect with your soul. That's what we came here to do, is to have the clarity, because the soul, the language is whispers, and everything that happens to us, with more awareness we see, to have the clarity of what we came here to do or where we're going.
So welcome back to the Sageful Living podcast. I'd like to welcome Giselle Fiumara. So excited that you're here. I feel like you have a lot to share with our community.
Thank you for having me, Susan.
Thank you. So let's get started. Do you mind to tell us a little bit about where you're from?
I'm from Argentina. I'm half Italian, half Argentinian. My father was Italian. And I moved here to Miami 21 years ago.
Oh, wow. What brought you to Miami?
At that time, a business opportunity. I already had my citizenship, but I wasn't considering moving to the US. I was only coming on vacation time. But I was working in marketing in Argentina, and I had an opportunity to do advertising and marketing here in Miami. And 15 days before I moved to Miami, that opportunity vanished.
Really?
Yes. And they offered me to go to New York. And I said, no, I want to go to Miami. So I started from scratch.
So you came without a job. You had a job lined up, and then that fell through. Wow.
Yeah.
And so you came anyways.
I came anyway. I was super young. I knew that I had to start in Argentina or here. So I felt it was more aligned at that time to do it here. So I'm glad I did it.
And how long did you work corporate once you got started in that?
20 years. I started very, very young, because in Argentina, we start working when we're still studying or starting the university. It's a very competitive environment, but we don't wait till we are graduated. We start from day one of university. So I started as an intern, and then I continued.
It's so interesting how things run in other countries, right? And how the education system works. And I do feel there's a lot more countries that the people come out more prepared for the world than the college students in the US. So that's great to hear.
Well, I don't want to compare, but what I can say is when I was working in one of the companies that I was working for, that was Volkswagen here in Miami. It was Volkswagen for Latin America. And I was leading the marketing department, and I had interns, and my interns were master MBA interns, and they knew
nothing.
They couldn't do basic calculations. They couldn't do things. They were very smart, very bright. They didn't have the street smart that we maybe have in Latin America, because we had to survive from early stages of our lives. But there were things that were missing that I was like, wow, that's why maybe we were ready to start working from the beginning of our careers, because we're prepared in a different way. I guess that we are prepared to survive, not prepared to, okay, when you finish, you are ready. They have us ready from the get-go, because we need it. We need to work.
Yeah, the drive to survive, I think, is a big thing that sometimes the US miss out on, especially with people that have money, and I see that with friends I have that have money. That's that drive, and it's finding that drive when it's not survival.
Yeah.
That's necessary.
Yeah.
So you've had a very beautiful career, a very successful career in marketing. And then you really jumped into the spiritual world. So tell us about your path. What got you started? You know, I think for me, I look back and I can't remember exactly where it started because I feel like it was a snowball effect. Once I found Kundalini yoga, and once I found plant medicine and breath work, and then it was what came first. So do you remember what was your initiation?
Yes, totally. I wasn't feeling happy. I was even married. I wasn't feeling happy, and there was something that was missing that I couldn't identify what it was, because from the outside, everything was okay. I had the marriage, I had the job, I had my beautiful apartment. I had everything that I wanted and more, but I wasn't feeling happy. So I started with letting go. I say that I feel the layers that were not serving me without even knowing where I was going. But that was the beginning, the first breakthrough. But I would say that what really put me in my path was heartbreak. Because my life was all set. I was married, everything was okay. But when I decided to get divorced, I started dating the right people that I needed for what was coming to happen.
Yeah.
For what my soul came here to do. So I went on a spiral of heartbreaks very deep. And one of them took me to Bali on a solo trip.
After the heartbreak?
After that heartbreak. I had more after, but this was the beginning. And in that one, I found mantra without even knowing that it was a mantra. There was a Mangalachara mantra, Kundalini mantra at Gurevname, for protection from the heart. My intention when I went to Bali was to open my heart. And I talk about it and I have goosebumps. But I started listening to that mantra and crying. And to me, it was a song. And it was always there in my mind, okay, what is this song? Where is it coming from? Why I am feeling this way with this song? And 2 years after, I realized that it was a Kundalini mantra.
You didn't even know at the time?
I didn't even know at the time, no. But my soul remembered.
So you went to Bali, you found the mantra. 2 years later, how did you find out that it was Kundalini?
Because I started chanting the mantra and I started going to Kundalini classes. And in one of the classes, I realized that it was a Kundalini mantra.
I love that there was an awareness that everything was happening for a reason, but you weren't on a hunt. It took 2 years for it to come to you, and you weren't searching for the answer of what that mantra was, but you knew that it was sacred to you, but you had the patience to let it unfold.
And I wasn't even focused on that. My focus at that time, with my level of awareness at that time, was falling in love, romantic relationships. That's where my focus was, outside. Everything was a partner, having a partner, like replacing that relationship that I thought I was going to be for my entire life, but I decided it was not, because it was not even me who was deciding. So I think that this is the beauty of the awakening, that it was happening in parallel without even knowing. It's like I was going in this direction and this was coming this way. Slowly, until it was like, okay, stop here, because we have to go together. It's, for some time, I was in denial of my life, what I was doing before I started my spiritual, let's say, conscious path.
Right.
But I had to integrate it. And this didn't happen at the beginning when I was starting with Kundalini yoga. I was like, at that time, exploring what my path was, but it was more than that. And that took time, took me like 5 years to get to that point. Integration of both worlds. You know, call it.
Yes, and we've talked about integration on the podcast before, and it is so important to take the tools and the skills and integrate them. Let them come into a daily practice, let them be a part of your life, and kind of settle into your soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what you said is very important, because let it become part of your life, of your daily life. At the beginning of my path with Kundalini yoga, with Kundalini technology, I was super, super devoted. I still am, but in a way that was on one side of the pendulum that I was a little bit
it takes over.
too extreme.
Yes.
Because it was so much that was going on and I was feeling it and I wanted to share it. But it became a trap in a way for me, because I had to do my sadhana every day before 5 a.m., no days off, nothing, would go to sleep at 8 p.m., wouldn't have a life. And that was not healthy, I didn't even know. And life was showing me that I was not in alignment. I had to reframe myself, and this is when integration happened. I don't not only do Kundalini technology sharing or teaching, it's more a high frequency energy embodiment in every way. So I integrate the Kundalini technology, my teaching. I integrate the conscious marketing mentorship that I do as well, because this was my career in the first part of this lifetime was and what I chose, and launching products and other things that I'm working on, programs that had to do with this embodiment. It's not only just teaching Kundalini, but it's how you can embody this high frequency energy in your life, in every single thing. Even if you are an entrepreneur, you're still in corporate, I'm creating my universe based on that, having that as a core. And that's how integration is for me. So Kundalini yoga, Kundalini technology was, of course, the main reason why I started my path. I had already left corporate. It was not because of Kundalini. I had already left corporate during the pandemic. And I wanted to do my training even before, and everything was canceled for 1 year. Right. So I had to wait. And then I did it. And everything started
from there.
But it's always an evolution. It's not, if I see myself when I just did my first training, then 1 year after the second training, or how I was evolving in the practice, it's a completely different story.
I love that. And I love that the evolution. And thank you for touching upon that, going too deep into a modality, because I find that a lot, that people find a modality and then that's it for them. And they're maybe overdoing it. And the discipline is great and it brings great things to our life, but is it sustainable for a happy life? You know, if you're going to bed at 8 o'clock every night and getting up at 5 a.m. and 4 a.m. and you don't have a partner doing that with you, you know, so it's, yeah, I like that there's balance, and I can't wait to get into your business now that it's bringing those things together, because that is important. I feel there's so many people for us to reach, and there's a reason you were in marketing for 20 years before you got onto this path. And I feel the same way with me. I look back at all my experiences and there's a reason for all of them to bring me where I'm supposed to go. And it doesn't always present itself right away. So it is that letting things flow and knowing that things have to evolve. And we're not going to stay stagnant. We're not going to stay the same, even within our spirituality. You know, I'm sure you in the years, myself in the years, I've seen the different things I've gotten involved with or dedicated my time to that maybe aren't so important now.
Yes, totally. And what you're saying is so important. And also in the spiritual or conscious community, the challenge that I have, that it's my challenge, my personal challenge, is how I integrate the business part with this. Because it is seen as, oh, if you're spiritual, you cannot be abundant, you cannot be talking about business, you cannot, no, it's impossible. You have to be in an ashram meditating the entire day. And I had that moment in which was I really want to go and live in an ashram. And I had a conversation not that long ago with Swami Shidananda. And I said to him, I'm having this situation because I want to share, but I feel that I'm not feeling authentic doing it, because why should I do it if I'm living in the middle of the matrix? And I was pushed to go back to the middle of the matrix. I didn't even choose. I went back to the place that I was living before I left corporate, before I left to Tulum and lived in Costa Rica. So why this is happening? And he said to me, you stay where you are and share from there. I am a monk. I go to the cave and meditate there. And I still go out and share from that place and share to everyone because people need to know. But you stay where you are and keep doing that in the middle of the matrix. That's the place that you have to be. You are like he said, like the householder. You have to do it that way. So accept that. And after I had that conversation with him, I accepted that part of myself because I was neglecting it and I wasn't feeling complete. So how can I share from a place in which I'm not feeling authentic 100%? And from that moment, everything started to change because I integrated my parts, all of them.
That's great advice. And I hope that people really heard what Giselle said there about the advice she was given, because we can be both. We can be business people and spiritual conscious people. And I think that is the wave of the future and why people are waking up. And we're here to help them.
Totally. And as you said, there's a reason why we come from that. I have a lot of experience in corporate, working with all the kind of industries and products and environments. Why not sharing it? For me, the most important part or the most important thing here is the intention and how you do it and why you do it. What is your intention? I want to impact as many people as possible for them to also share their light, also impact others, being of service. And people that come to me, my ideal client, let's say it in a way, are those who really want to impact others, not only just sell their products because they want to earn money.
Right.
That's not the intention. And that's why I also left corporate, because why was that I selling a luxury brand skincare that cost nothing to produce, and I was selling it like with a markup of 500%.
Wow.
I couldn't do that. That was and I was also feeling that I was using my energy, my time, my creativity, my life force for something that wasn't even mine, and I was not. What was the impact that I was creating? Nothing. So if we share business with entrepreneurs, I don't want to work with corporations. If we share it with entrepreneurs, for them to find their voice and also create impact, it's a ripple effect. It's like we are, right, amplifying everything.
And when you can find someone that's running their corporation consciously, it's affecting every employee that's there.
Totally. And it's happening more and more.
Yeah.
It's happening more and more. Yesterday, I did a private event for interns they were lawyers. And the CEO or the president of this big law firm was doing breathwork in his office and would like do it everywhere. And they were like, okay, if this is working for him, there's a reason why. Why would he do it if he could be doing so many more important, impactful things with his time? So there's this seed that we plant that it creates curiosity. Why are they doing this? They look at you or they look at me. Why is she doing that? Why she continues doing her sadhana every morning, but also builds her business on the side? Because I need this energy.
Yeah.
I need this activation every single day to be, that's my engine. That's the fuel of my engine. So it's a combination of both. If we use this high impact energy at the service of our businesses, the impact is incredible.
I think what people don't realize is people like Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates, they've been doing this work. The most successful people in the world were meditating, and it was just a secret because it wasn't mainstream. So it's so nice to see that it is becoming mainstream.
Totally.
So share with us, what is Kundalini yoga?
Wow.
Or what is Kundalini technology?
Kundalini?
It's hard to put into words.
It's very deep. Every time that I try to explain it, and for me, it evolved so much because before I was saying it from what it is from the conceptual standpoint until I am embodying it. So what is for me? For me is the ancient wisdom of how to master your energy and connecting with your soul.
Beautiful.
And from that place, create everything. It's total energy work. It's somatic work. I don't know if somatic is something that everybody will understand, but at least it gives you the idea of working with the energy that is stagnant in your bodies, the mental, the physical, the emotional, and work with your energetic bodies to release this energy that is stagnant, that is blocking everything. Because if we're going deeper, we're going to the chakra system and the organs and the emotions that are related. To me, it's the foundation of well-being, the foundation of how to live a conscious life, because it's doing the work with all your parts, integrating them to create. So that's why I cannot see it dissociated from my business or my career or my life in general. And that's why my focus in Kundalini now is to help people in their busy lives with Kundalini. Because you can do an exercise, for example, breath of fire. And you were saying before how the top businessman like Tony Robbins does breath of fire every morning. This is the first time that I heard about breath of fire. It was in one of his events, long time ago. So you can change or shift your state, your energetic frequency. We are frequency, we are energy, in 3 minutes. Yes. Doing breath of fire. So that's what Kundalini technology is. The conscious tools, practical, that can change your state in very short time. It works fast. And the ultimate goal is to connect with your soul. That's what we came here to do, is to have the clarity, because the soul, the language is whispers, and everything that happens to us, with more awareness we see, to have the clarity of what we came here to do or where we're going.
Yes.
So that's why also I incorporated the Akashic records to it. Because for me, this path is getting to know more and more my soul, connecting to my soul and getting to source, God, spirit, source, however we want to call it.
Yes.
But that's at the end of the day, the foundation of it.
I like your explanation how it is really energy. And you mentioned Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins gets people to change their state and change their energy. Joe Dispenza says, change your energy, change your life.
Totally.
And it is true, because when I do the Joe Dispenza work, I am blown away by the energy moving through my body, which I didn't even access in Kundalini yoga. Right? So Kundalini yoga, it is not vinyasa, it is not hatha. It is a technology. There are 1,000 kriyas and meditations for everything that you want to work on in your life or bring into your life. And it can be anything from a chakra to an organ, to an emotion, to addiction.
Yeah.
There's just so many things. And I think that's what's so amazing about it. You're not going to, if you go to a Kundalini class, every class is going to be different. You're not going to be just in a flow where your body's moving and you're standing and you're doing chaturangas. You could be sitting with your arms up for 3 minutes. You could be standing in a warrior pose for 3 minutes. And it incorporates the breath. It incorporates mantra. It incorporates maybe a gaze of where your eyes are focused. And it has a result. It has a reason and a result. And I think that's why we say it's technology. Because you go into a vinyasa class or any other type of yoga class, you're going to do yoga. And eventually you're going really for your body to relax into shavasana for the meditation and integrate what you did to your body. But you're not working on a specific result, where Kundalini, you can work on a specific result.
Totally. And you work with the resistance. It triggers you for a reason. That's why it's a technology.
Yeah.
It triggers you. This 3 minutes ego eradicator, or 30 minutes, sometimes we have to do it if we go deeper. It's to work on the resistance of the body, of all the bodies, and then create the resonance through mantra to change your state and all the things that we spoke before. But that's a challenge. And that's why I always say that for me, Kundalini technology is warrior work, because it's
Well, the Sikhs are warriors.
Yeah.
You know, when they take the
Yeah.
oath to be a Sikh, they carry a knife and they vow that they will
Yeah.
protect their brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course it's like that. Of course it's warrior training. But it's also, I remember in one of the trainings, one person said that this was, it was like, I don't remember what the exact phrase was, but it was like for wizards too. It's warriors and wizards because it has all this psychic part.
Because you can't explain why things happen and how things happen when you're doing it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful. Like the prayers, for example, we're doing the Shakti prayer that is so pork. At the beginning, when I was incorporating people to do the training, because we do the training, we do the challenge for 40 days. It was for me, in a way, convincing them through my experience that it worked. Now I don't even have to do that. They start for 40 days. Some of them are 250 because I leave the container open in a WhatsApp chat. And they are convincing, or the testimonials come from them to the others. I have at this moment like 20 people doing it at the same time.
Wow.
And we started the last one. I do it only once a year because it's so powerful.
Yes. And it's a tongue twister.
It's incredible, everything that happens. Like it's work that you do within yourself, with your masculine energy, and also with the men in your life. In the past, these 40 days, there was work that was done with my father, who passed, my brother, and my ex-husband, the three of them together, that I was honestly in shock, that I couldn't believe that this was happening. So much healing for all of them.
Wow. And I think that's what people need to realize when we are doing healings for ourselves. And Soapwork is very specific to do in men in your life, but any healings we're doing, we're healing the family. We're healing the ancestors. We're healing the children. We're healing the children to come, the nieces and nephews, the brothers and sisters, because it's the old saying that you can't change anyone. You can only change yourself. But when you change yourself, those around you change because you're shifting energy. Why 40 days? Can you get into the 40? I know in Kundalini, it's like the milestones are 40 days, 90 days, and 120 days, but there's a significance and a reason for that.
There are different objectives by doing, because there are changes that happen at a cellular level. 40 days is an initiation. It's like the first step. It's not, oh, I arrived. It's after that, you start seeing change. That's why we want to continue. We don't want to stop. In order to master something really, it's 1,000 days, which in my case, I started, actually, it will be 1,000 days very soon, doing the same Kriya for sadhana every day
for
1,000 days to master something. So there's, of course, the initiation is 40 days. They say that 21 days is to change, for a change.
Yeah, change
a habit.
Yeah.
But to start feeling change at a more cellular level, 40 is the threshold. And then you go to 90 days. And then some also 108 or 108 repetitions, because it's also days, repetitions, and time. And we use all this in Kundalini Yoga, and they have a different meaning. But I would say that it's the threshold to start. Something that can be more sustainable and can make change, big change in your entire energetic beings, all your bodies.
And it's so true, because I've done many 40-day sadhana practices, and I can't explain to people the things that happen in my life and the more synchronicities that happen because my energy is at a different vibration. So I'm calling in things and not even knowing that I'm doing it.
Totally. And with Kundalini Yoga, why we're holding the arms or making rapid movements like as a block, it's because we're working on our psychoelectromagnetic field, the aura. And from here is from where we manifest. But there's something very important that you have to feel it as well. We have to be grounded, because there's a lot of woo woo, la la land, wishy washy in every practice, and not that much authenticity. And that's what I call embodiment.
Mm-hmm.
We, in Kundalini yoga, if we do it consistently and if we do it, ground ourselves. We start grounding with Adi mantra. We start the practice and it's total grounding. You feel it. You are like, okay, I'm here. And from there, you can start working. That's why also the chakra work starts from the root up. So that's also very important of why Kundalini yoga is so powerful, because we are doing work here in this planet. We are not out there trying to save the world or being enlightened beings floating here, because that's also dissociation, because we came here and chose to be in this planet to do work. We are human beings, but we use these tools to have more awareness and know where we're going. But sometimes there's a lot of that as well. And I feel that part is also what doesn't help our technology.
Right. Yeah, there has been things that have happened in the Kundalini world that have put a bad marker to it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I love, for me, I've watched all the documentaries out there. I want it to be knowledge, but it doesn't change what the technology does.
Totally.
We can take away the people who are bad within it, but know that it's still here for a reason. And the fact that it is still flourishing, even though those stories have come out, is just proof.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And in my particular case, I never followed the teacher, not even before. I follow the technology because it worked for me. And from this place, I share it. So that's why today is this person, tomorrow is this other one. It doesn't matter.
That's very true, because I was talking with a friend the other day when Sharon Aluma was on the podcast, and it's like yoga studios, for them to make money, they want their classes to be the same so that people aren't coming for the teacher. But the thing is, for me, at least when it comes to a vinyasa class, I'm going for the teacher because they're teaching in a style that resonates with myself and my body. But you're right, with Kundalini, it really doesn't matter with the teacher, because it is the technology, and the teacher is going to be following the exact same protocol for a certain kriya or a certain meditation.
Totally. And since, of course, we are magnetic beings, we will also call in students that resonate with our energy, and they will come to us too. At the end of the day, the technology is one. We can deliver it in different ways. Some people are more from the mystics, some people are more chanting, some people are more grounded. They say that I lead with, I command with love because I'm
I find that it's motivational in class. You want someone that's commanding, because if not, you're going to be like, and if you're like calling them out and encouraging, I'm going to want to put my arms up. You're going to, I can do it.
Because we feel it, we felt it, we experienced it ourselves, and we know how it worked for us. And of course, everyone has its own experience, and you had to listen to your body, because we cannot overdo it, as you said it before. But those words of encouragement come from do it, because if you do it, there will be transformation. And resistance is there. We know that resistance is there. And it's there everywhere, all the time in our lives. To me, the difference between a leader, whatever the leadership that he's doing on, a top leader, and someone that is a follower, is how you go through the resistance, because the resistance will be there always.
Right.
If you let your fear, if you let your anger, if you let your doubts, if you let your ego to take the lead, you will always follow, because there will be 1,000 excuses every single second for not doing what you're resisting, because it's like, why? Every time that I'm in a class and I'm about to teach, we can feel the energy, of course, because we are energetic beings. And I can feel the resistance in some people and some that are totally in, and it's totally normal. And that's why it's beautiful to see in a practice after the warm-up sometimes how they are, okay, I will do it. Surrender. And I resist every single day to wake up to do my sadhana. It's not that, oh, I always wake up at 5 a.m. every day. So for me, starting at 5:30, I'm there. I will do it. No, I love sleeping.
It's a choice.
It's discipline.
Yeah.
It's commitment. So they say that 50% of sadhana is that, more than doing or japji or doing the warm-up, the exercises, the actual kriya, the mantras, is showing up for yourself. And it's also your word. If I said and I committed to myself that I would do it, I had to do it. Because otherwise, that's the energy that I will project in every single thing that I do in my life. Because people will feel it. If I say that I do this and I don't do it, okay.
Spiritual bypassing.
There's something there that is not in alignment. So it's very interesting. It's a beautiful path. And this path that we chose, it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy because we put ourselves out there all the time. And also when we teach or when we are in connection with others in Kundalini technology, the holding space is very important. And we have to be so in our power. So the energy that is happening, what is happening around, because people are doing deep work in every plane and at every level, doesn't affect us. It's not that we're super open and everything will affect us. I'm an empath, like we hear, or, oh no, I have a shield. We are halfway open to hold space and receiving. Of course we are. We cannot close, because if we close, we are closing our heart and we are sharing from our heart. So that's why it's also so important doing our own work, however it is that we do it, to be really an empty vessel. Because otherwise, and this has to do with what you were saying before about the teachers, if the teacher doesn't do its own work and then goes to teach, that's a projection of their energy.
Yeah.
And this is the anger that is coming or the fear that is coming. And this is what the students are receiving too. So if we understood how impactful is the energy that we project, not even wanting, I think that everyone would have their, like, brushing their teeth every morning, doing their spiritual hygiene.
Right.
Because we are blocking our own miracles to happen. First, not believing that they exist. And second, by not working our energies, like staying in the lower chakras, low vibration, through the music, through the food, through the conversations, casual sex. We don't really, like some people, we do because we experience it, but some people don't even realize that even if someone touches you for a massage, it's like the two psycho-electromagnetic fields interacting and the energy is being transferred.
Yeah, back and forth.
It's so important to be clean. Like, take a shower, do your practice, whatever it is, but do something to move that energy. If you want to dance, dance with intention, but move the energy that is stagnant.
That's really great advice, because so many people are just caught up in life and they're not focusing on themselves and they're not realizing the energies they're attracting and bringing in. Yeah, so it is. And it's with the teachers, you want to be cautious that the teacher is in a good space. And with Kundalini energy, Kundalini yoga, what you said is very important, is the grounding. Because I find sometimes people fly so much from the Kundalini energy and they need to ground themselves. Whether that's walking barefoot in the grass, going to the beach, like just keeping themselves grounded. And I find sometimes that's why people get carried away with Kundalini, because that high feeling feels so good, but they need to ground it and integrate it as well. And that's something that you bring to your classes, to bring that to your students.
Yes, because I'm fascinated with the technology itself, with the biomechanics and how energy works. That they don't teach you that in the trainings. They want you to experience the energy, but then it's yourself. It's a curiosity, and also you want to learn more about it.
Yeah.
So I studied it because for me it was fascinating. Why is this happening? I want to know more. So and I want to share it with my students, so they know what is happening not at every second, because I cannot control their experience, but at least if you're doing this, there's a reason. It's not that we're doing this because, it was said that this is a kriya and we have to do it. I did it several times. I felt it. I know how it feels, and I want to guide you for you to feel the same thing.
Beautiful.
But for that, we have to be super grounded.
Yeah.
If there's also persona, like wearing the turban, of course, a Sikh for sure, that it's our tradition. But sometimes you see that people become the identity of how a Kundalini yogi should be, or how any other identity should be, a lawyer, accountant, a ballet dancer, whatever it is. And what is more important for this to be authentic and in integration is you create your own version of that which really resonates with you, and then you share it from there, because that's authenticity and people feel it. Otherwise, it's like a show.
Yes. And I talked about this before on the podcast. We were going to a friend's house once, and someone said, oh, the girls with the hats. And I realized we were like in costume. We were in spiritual costume. We had the feathers and the hats. And it's interesting you're saying this, because I see in my practice with Kundalini, I had to be so structured at the beginning. I had to have the white, I had to have the turban. And now it's like, no, I want to be in the cotton because I want the breathable. And it's not going to be black, but it doesn't have to be white. I can throw in pink and blues and be myself in that creativity, because that doesn't change the technology. And I'm also centered in myself to bring it.
Totally. Yeah. And you can be dressed in white all day, and you can wear the turban all day, not even knowing why. And you don't do your sadhana. Yeah. So I won't wear black, and I was a black person. If you saw my wardrobe before, I was like, I was living in New York. I was all black.
Yes.
I loved black. Yeah. Everything was leather, as a good Argentinian Italian. Now I cannot see black. I cannot wear black because I don't feel it.
Interesting.
I feel it amplifies your aura. Of course, that's the way it is explained and why we wear it. But I feel more light. I feel like the work that I'm doing, it's more aligned with bright colors. I wouldn't wear any color that wasn't like gray, brown, dark blue, or black. And I have 1,000 pictures of that. People that know me from before can testify that was me. I can't anymore. And I couldn't, but that was a change that I didn't. It's so beautiful. This is what I was saying, that it comes at the beginning, that it comes in parallel. These are transformations that happen at a subconscious mind level that you are not even realizing that you're doing it. It's not aligned with me. I haven't worn high heels anymore. So my shoe wear is flat, and I try to wear barefoot shoes.
It's better for the feet.
And also I feel it. I feel that some things that were part of my previous life, I incorporated them again little by little, because it's part of like the beauty part. It's part of who I am in a conscious way. But all those things that were like adding layers that were not feeling authentic, like high heels, for example, I couldn't go back to them. Maybe like the last time that I did it, well, yes, it was for New Year's Eve, and I couldn't.
Your feet were not happy.
I was the entire day like seated, like the entire night seated in the event. But before, no.
You lived in heels.
I used to.
Yeah.
Every day. If I could go to the gym in heels, I used to go in the past to the beach in heels.
Wow.
No stilettos, but wedges.
Something, yeah.
Yes. That was part of my identity, of that part of myself that was in the outside, without knowing better and with compassion for myself. but that I needed that in order to belong, in order to be loved, in order to be. I don't need that.
No, which is so beautiful. I was at a dinner recently and they were talking about these little dolls and they had like Chanel bags for them and Prada bags for them. And I was like, I can't relate to this. I'm struggling. These are real. I like these people, but this importance of this material something, they're missing out on life.
I was that one.
Yeah.
I was one of them. I was one of them. And I sold everything.
And it doesn't mean that you can't be into beauty and makeup and even color your hair and get Botox. Like, we are still human beings. You know, I think sometimes there's judgment in the spiritual world when women are looking a certain way. But I feel it's like we're still human beings. We're just more conscious in the way that we're doing and not putting weight on the material world.
And it goes back to what is intention. From, as we say, from what chakra I am speaking, I am projecting, I am acting in my life. Before I was in my lower chakras, that's why I had to be dressed in a certain way and high heels and this and that, the way that I was speaking, the way that I was approaching people. It was part of the moment in my path that I was living in, that I had to go through. But there's nothing wrong with that as long as you know the intention. If the intention of wearing a Chanel bag, I don't know, why was I wearing it before? And I can say it because I went through that. Because I wanted to impress. Because that was a way to say, okay, I am a woman, I am powerful. I was so much in my masculine energy that was a part of it. That I had to show I am powerful. I could do this myself. This happened after my divorce because I was okay. I am alone. I am breaking the lineage of the woman has to be with a man. And if you are alone, you cannot survive. You are not safe. You are not complete. So that was part of it. I needed to show, yes, look how successful I am. Like, success for me at that time was wearing the Chanel bag.
The Chanel bag, yeah.
But I don't judge that. I was there and it served the purpose for me at that time. And from that point, now I can see it. The same as working in corporate. I couldn't in a million years to go. I still receive proposals to go back to corporate. No, the freedom that I have and also being on my purpose.
Yes, when you feel it and you're on that path, you're not going to go backwards.
No, and if I create something, like I use my energy to create, and every day I wake up super happy, excited after sadhana and after the resistance of working for sadhana, I won't lie.
So sadhana, the word sadhana means daily practice. And in Kundalini, that daily practice is always between 4 and 6 a.m. So do you explain a little bit of that? Why so early in the morning?
Yes, because it's Amritela time. And at that time, there are certain things that happen. There's more prana available. The veil between the different planes is thinner, so there's a higher connection with your soul. Everything is quiet. There's silence. You wake up before the world starts. The sun is 60 degrees to the horizon. It's like it has a reason. It's like it's even before the twilight zone, that it's before there's clarity, but the sun hasn't risen. So that moment, sometimes people wake up at 3 or 4. Oh, they say it's a moment of the angels. Yeah, that's a moment. And you feel a difference when you do the practice at that time because of all these things. And because you don't have to worry that unless you work with people in Europe or whatever, that people are like trying to contact you. There's nothing else to do. It's like you wake up for yourself and you sit there for yourself to do your work. And this is sadhana. It's a devotional, personal practice. In my case, I felt the calling to share it. So I share it every day in Zoom to my members, to the Kundalini tribe members. And it's beautiful because when I cannot do it because I'm traveling or something happens, people wait for it. It's like, when are we coming back? That's another important thing in Kundalini technology, the group, the community. Yes. When we practice together, even if it is online, the support that we feel doing it is so important that we create psychic bonds between all of us. So this is sadhana, and the resistance is because, yes, I would like to maybe stay longer doing something or going out with friends and stay longer talking or in dinner or whatever it is, but I have to go back because I have to sleep, to wake up for sadhana and be there and show up for myself, because in sadhana is not a class. We don't teach. Right. We lead. So I do my sadhana and I share it with the people if we do it this way. If not, we do our sadhana alone. For me, I love sharing it with the people that I do it with. And it's like subconsciously, I created this, so I'm pushed to do it. It was like, my soul is such a warrioress that it's like, you will do it because you have people showing up.
Yes.
So if there's something, I don't know, like 2 times only in this more than 1,000 days, that my watch, like my alarm didn't go on and didn't, I didn't hear it. I don't know. I put it at, 5 p.m. instead of 5 a.m. And I had like a lot of messages. Are we doing it? We're waiting on Zoom. Are we? Oh my God, no. But I have to be there. There's no way. And if something happens or I'm tired and it's more than 11 p.m., and I have to wake up anyway because I cannot let people down. Right. So I'm pushing myself to do it. It's like, as I said, like my soul, okay, you will do it and you will make sure that you have to do it because people will be there waiting. So to me, that's the most important part of my day.
I love it. I love it. So don't be afraid of this technology. Don't be afraid of a Kundalini class. And you don't have to start at the 5 a.m. There are classes out there during the day.
Yes, my classes, I teach at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all day. And a class is usually 90 minutes. Sadhana is somewhere between an hour and a half to 2.5 hours.
I do it at 1 hour and 15 minutes.
You do.
So it's easy for people. Otherwise, it's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Like our sadhana should be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because we should be like at least 45 minutes chanting, which is beautiful, but it's not sustainable for our daily lives. If you are only committed to that, yes, it's beautiful. You can be doing it the entire day.
I'm very honored when I get to lead and share the practice and share the knowledge. I found I was called that day to give a little explanation in each of the mantras. And I was given feedback on that. When they were hearing the mantra, even if they weren't singing it, it was resonating because they knew it was protection or they knew it was for creativity. And that really sat with people.
It's so important because people know what they're doing. Otherwise, it's like, what is this? Maybe it's a spell that I don't know. And because there are so many things going on and people are saying so many things about the technology that maybe they're encrypted. And I'm like, you see me, I'm a normal person. You know where I'm coming from. Would you think that I will be doing something that it's weird? You will feel it in my energy. Trust your judgment.
Yes.
Like you will feel it if I was like in a satanic thing or something. I don't even know where this is coming from. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone really feels it because there are a lot of fake gurus out there that people are following, so they don't see it. You know, because maybe they're searching for something without still and not within. And we know as healers, the whole purpose is to help people to heal themselves. So we're not here to heal them. We're here for them to learn to heal themselves.
Totally. The gurus don't exist. Right. It's yourself.
That's right. You are the guru. That's why in Kundalini, we connect to the teacher within. Connect to our teacher and the teacher's teachers. Yeah.
Yeah. And the ones that will come. And we get all the strength from there with the first mantra that we chant.
So you left corporate, you found Kundalini, you dedicated many years to building a Kundalini community, to teaching classes. And now in 2025, you're being called to merge the two. So tell us a bit about what's happening for you in 2025 and how you're bringing back, because this is the thing, your business acumen and your success and your experience is not for nothing and it doesn't go away. And so tell us about what's happening for you in 2025 in your new business.
Yes. Well, as I said at the beginning, I was on denial of my previous part of my life. That was the business part. I was like, okay, I know that this happened for a reason. I still don't know what the reason was, because we know that everything happened because it was part of the past. But I couldn't identify it, and I was in denial. I was like, no, I was neglecting. Here and there, I was trying to incorporate conscious marketing in my daily life, in mentorships. I even started doing conscious marketing before Kundalini. But then Kundalini took over, and every time that I wanted to do something that was outside of my path, it didn't work. So I was forced to continue. And this year, it's very interesting because it was not an intention, it was not a conscious decision, but I woke up on the 1st of January straight to my computer with a lot of drive to work. And I was like, and I started creating until I had a total breakdown. And I started doubting everything that I was doing. My Kundalini path, my business career, I was feeling fragmented, like it was not in alignment. There was something that it was brewing inside, but I didn't identify what was going on. But I was like with a lot of doubts with what is happening. And I cried and cried and cried and cried for one full day until I had really, really, really an understanding. I don't want to say breakthrough, or I had an understanding that I had been neglecting parts of myself that were important, that are part of who I am. This is who I am. So I said, I need to reframe myself. It's not only Kundalini technology what I'm doing, that's the foundation, and that's the fuel of my being and my connection with myself and my soul and my guidance. But I need to integrate the business part because this is what I'm good at. I did it for so long. I had 2 careers, one in marketing, one in advertising. I studied even in Stanford, an executive program, worked in corporations for so long and in top executive positions. So why would I neglect that? This is needed. So I started to create my own businesses I was never doing what I grew. My brand and all that I created for Kundalini was organic. It was happening. And of course, I have the business mindset. So it was coming easy for me to identify the opportunities and to put it into practice. Because I'm also a manifesting generator. So it's easier for me to put everything together. But now I'm like, I will start using my strategic mindset for me, for my business, for what is that I want to create. Because in order to create more impact, I need to formalize this as a true business. It's not that I was playing before, but I was seeing what was happening. I was observing and going with what was coming. So that was the moment in which I decided to create the opportunities that I'm working on now. Like, of course, my main is Kundalini and my Kundalini tribe, the community that is a family that we are like 550 members that being consistently on and off, being that count for the last 3 years, like, and growing, and we're adding this community aspect of getting together besides the classes. Because what I was sharing in Kundalini started to become like in a way, oh, these are 3 classes included. No, if you don't give the 3 classes, then no. And so it was like, this is not what a Kundalini tribe is for me. I want people that are committed to their practice, but also are here because they want to belong to something bigger. So I started to change my mindset and the community started to change. So that is, we are a family. Yes. We are a family. And since I reframed myself, because it was first only Kundalini, the reframing was, what I'm offering is high frequency energy embodiment for life and business. I integrated both.
I love this.
And it was a process that was painful, because no, if I bring the business part, people will think that I was lying when I was only doing Kundalini. Why now? Why this is? Because this is a part of me. So if they come to me, that is a part of me. That is a part of my warrior. And we all need that, because in order to be more impactful in what we're doing and amplifying our voice, we need to have a sustainable way of living. Otherwise, everything that we're doing is halfway.
Yes.
And we don't create impact. It's impossible. And I don't have a multimillionaire dad or whatever, like supporting me financially for me to do what I'm doing. It's my own income. So let's use this knowledge and put it at service to create my practices and be of service to others. So I started focusing.
So you're integrating it into your practices.
Yes, totally. And it's not only the Kundalini part, but also the entrepreneurs. I'm helping entrepreneurs. Those who, because I didn't know how I wanted to support other people in their businesses. And I'm like, what is that I went through that I can share? I'm sharing Kundalini from my experience. Business, I was in corporate. I transitioned from where I am now. I built my own business. This is what I have to share, because I have all the tools. I have the tools that are more the technical part of my education, my expertise in the field, and also my experience. And that's invaluable. So I'm creating programs that will go online. I don't know when still. It will be this year, but I'm working on it to do it right. But will be like a short program of 5 sessions and a longer one of 16 sessions online for a group of people that want to transition, or even if they are still in corporate, they want to start building their business in a sustainable way, in a conscious way. So that's the part of business mentorship that I want to focus on, because I was doing mentorship one-on-one, but I thrive more when it's in group environments.
And you can help more people at once.
Yeah. This is what I feel.
Creating community amongst them, because if you're in a group class and it's 20 people, instead of a one-on-one, it's 20 other people that you're meeting that can expand your life as well.
Totally. And that's also my Cancer part, that in everything that I do, I see myself while I'm planning the strategy, creating that community component. For example, the other business that I am launching is my brand that is Ethernal, and I am launching oils. These are Damask rose oils that are made as an infusion of Moroccan roses and oils, jojoba, almond, and hazelnuts. And this is infused in Europe, in the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh,
so
wow.
This, again, high frequency energy. This is aligned with what I am, with what I'm doing, and this is the reframing. So this oil will be used not only for skincare, for your body, for your face, because then the more I use it, the more I find incredible uses to it, as a perfume oil as well, but also ceremonial and ritualistic, because roses are the plants, are the flowers that have the highest vibration. And what I do is working with energy and vibration. So I am creating, again, because this is what I do, a circle, an inner circle, to start sharing different practices for people to use the oils in the practices.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because it's not, because I cannot do it like just, oh, I'm selling a product. It has to be a deep meaning for me when it's related to what I do, that is this energetic work. So imagine a group of people doing it together with the oils, and then doing it at home and elevating your frequency. And any time that you cannot do your practice, you apply in certain ways this rose oil, and you're already elevating your frequency. So it's the intention, it's intentional, ceremonial, ritualistic on a daily life, how you incorporate all these tools. And Kundalini with an oil ritual is part of what I do.
I love that.
I love it. And you know that I'm coming from also the beauty industry, and one of my brands was Le Labo. And this is also incorporating that part of me that is also one of the things that I was neglecting, that is the beauty part. But a beauty with intention and conscious is not the beauty of wearing high heels with the intention that I had. There's nothing wrong with wearing high heels, but how I can land that part that is very important for me, that is beauty, but it's beauty in nature, beauty in the smells, in the senses, the sensuality, the touch, the pampering, that part, love. At the end of the day, roses and oil, this is love. So that frequency of the feminine part of me that I also had to work on, because I was very my masculine working for corporate when I was doing it. So this year has been a year of integration, of reframing myself, and I can't wait to see where I'm going, because
creating
is like, I feel like all these years in which that I started practicing and teaching Kundalini prepared me for this moment, because it was like the energy was growing and it was growing and expanding, and now like full creation mode with a lot of energy to share. And that's a testament of how this practice, going to the beginning of the conversation, works.
How it can change your life. So I love that. And I love your ability to trust the process. Right? You weren't searching and looking and this isn't enough, I need more, but look how it evolved.
Yes, because you know that we have a mantra that it's a Kriya Sampuran, that is, ask for nothing and you will have everything. So that's a way. What can I ask if I don't know what I need? So I always focus on the way that I want to feel and ask for the tools to keep doing what I'm doing, that it's been of service to my soul. So whatever comes in alignment, I go for it. And one very important thing that closes the circle of me focusing on men and how I started this awakening process and the heartbreaks. Before, for me, rejection, I had to go there and get it. Now my mantra, that is also from this year, is rejection is redirection.
Rejection is redirection. That's nice.
Anything that is a rejection, I look the other way.
Yeah.
But before, I had to go that direction. So those are the ways when people say, how does a Kundalini awakening feel? This changes in the way of living, in the way.
Perspective.
Totally. It's a change of consciousness. I was so working from my wound of abandonment that, of course, was related to relationship with my father. It all comes from there, from our like early years of life, before the 7 year of the first year of change of consciousness. That through this process, now I see myself and I'm like, wow, I'm even like, wow, this really works, because this is not years of therapy in like conscious speaking with the psychologist to identify all these things. They happen at a subconscious mind level, and then you realize, wow, this changed without even me realizing. That's great. That's why I feel like practicing is like 20 years of therapy.
It's true. It's true. And there are, like I've said before, there's so many modalities out there. And that's why we're highlighting these different modalities, because it's got to resonate. It's got to feel right. So it's like, just know there's so many things out there. And the wounds are deep. And I think people victimize their lives and the why me, and getting through work like this, where you're not talking in therapy and trying to find out the why, it's just releasing itself from the body. And then you're not
Yes.
holding on to that why anymore. You're not holding on to the victimhood because it doesn't serve your mind, body, and soul anymore.
And if that comes back, because there are always layers, you have the tools. You see when that is coming and you know how to shift. Shift and go. Because that will come back. It's not that we are enlightened beings and, oh, this will happen to me. No, this continues happening. But the way you either don't get hooked or act consciously changes. That changes, and that changes unconsciously. That's the beauty of it. It's a lifestyle. Kundalini, for me, is a lifestyle, Kundalini technology, because I live and breathe Kundalini in everything that I do. And that doesn't mean that I'm doing Kundalini 24/7.
Right. But you're doing it daily.
Being.
It's a way of being. I love that. So our tagline here is live a life aligned, which you have already kind of gone into. But what are your daily practices that keep you aligned?
Well,
obviously we know it's your sadhana.
Yeah, the first one is my sadhana every morning.
That's all it needs to be. I
tried not to get distracted. And distraction for me is not letting myself get deviated with my purpose. I have like a thermometer, to say it. If it's not aligned with my purpose, it's a distraction. And that doesn't mean that if it's not aligned, because it has to be Kundalini or it has to be conscious. But anything that is not aligned, like being with people that I don't feel energetically aligned to me, working with clients that are not aligned, going to places, eating the food that is not aligned, listening to music, anything that doesn't feel that is aligned to me and where I'm going and what my path is taking me to, I don't do it. So I have a very, I call it like the BS detector. So anything that it's BS for me, it's like, no, go, shift and go, or this rejection is the redirection. I do Pilates. I incorporated this last year because I felt more and more that the more energetic work that I was doing, I needed to have a stronger vessel. And I was, of course, we trained a lot our physical body in Kundalini, but it was not enough.
Yep.
And I needed to do that work, and I feel way better. And one thing that I started to incorporate shortly is at least this sounds interesting, but at least once a week, I need to take the day off for myself, because I was so focused on working in my purpose, but working, that I wasn't enjoying life. So I said to myself, after I came back now from vacation, I will take one day a week and I will go to the beach and stay the day on my own, because I love to be alone and do my things. And I will get in the ocean and I will enjoy life. Enjoy life the way that it's the most natural and easy and simple possible, like going to the beach. We don't need that much.
You've given yourself your own Shabbat. It's very important,
Yes.
that self-care and that time away from the devices, that time away from the distractions, that time away from people, so you can go into that conscious awareness, so that when those different BS things are coming at you, you have that awareness to decipher and to push it out, because you gave yourself that day to disconnect.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I resonate so much with Shabbat. So much. And one more thing that is aligned with this is I spend a lot of time alone. And this is another shift. I had to be with people.
Yeah.
I had to be with people all the time. I had to wake up and get out of my home. On Monday, I had to know what the plan for Friday was, because otherwise I felt alone. I felt it here. That's why I'm like, I felt it here. I felt alone. There was a big gap within my navel. My power was off. Now I enjoy being alone. If I go out, if I share time with people, I really have to feel it. And this is part of the distraction, because I want to work. I want to keep creating and doing what I'm doing. So I have so much energy focused on that, and that it's my passion and it's my purpose, that it has to be the right moment to do it. Usually when I'm invited to those things, I don't go.
You don't go.
Or maybe I say that I go, and at the end I don't feel it. I will stay. Which can be a trap, that because I'm a Cancer, and as Cancers we love to be at home, and so I push myself to go out too, but only if it feels
right. But that's good. Right. You don't need it. You know, your happiness isn't dependent on others.
No. Honestly, it was 100%. It's not anymore.
And I swear you just keep looking younger and younger. You're reversing in age. So where can...
It's a Kundalini glow.
It is. I swear. You're making me like, I'm ready to do another sadhana.
Yes.
I'm ready to jump back in.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. After leading that class last weekend.
You're looking younger too.
Yeah. Listen, it's this work, and it's the freedom. I really feel that our spiritual paths and our spiritual work give us freedom. And yes. I get that same comment from people. I'm looking younger and younger and better because I'm letting go of the worry. I'm letting go of the distraction. I'm letting go of the things that were keeping me unhappy. And it's focusing on me.
Yeah.
And doing for me. There was something that came up recently to get involved with a television show. And I have my very big affinity for entertainment. But I said, no, I know in the future I will be doing something. It's not going to be because it's somebody else's project.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's that faith that I know everything's leading me where I'm supposed to be. And it's just letting it happen.
Yes. You know? Allowing it to happen, allowing it, opening the door, because it's there in the field. So allowing it to happen, allowing it to come our way. But I see a transformation in you as well. I'm so happy to see it.
Thank you.
You don't not only look younger, you look very in your power, creating from a different place.
Yes.
I love it.
I always had such insecurities on it, you know, because I didn't have my purpose. I didn't have my passion and what it was I was supposed to be doing. And I think when I let things unfold and I allowed is where it's happening. And I did. I had that maybe year of integration of a lot of work that I had done in mystery school. And I let that year just be, you know, and I did other things to sustain me, but I allowed that to just be. And then it was just almost like it just happened. Like I was in a conversation, someone said something, they said podcast, and I didn't sleep that night.
I love it.
Literally, I had a 6 o'clock flight. I think I got 15 minutes of sleep because I was like, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I'd already known it. I'd already heard it and said it, but it was just in this context that made everything feel right.
Because it's authentic.
Yeah.
And this is what people feel. And everything that we do with authenticity works.
Yeah.
Because it's aligned with our soul.
I love that.
It won't fail because this is what we came here to do.
So stay on that path, people. It's there for you. And it doesn't mean that you have to become a healer and you have to change your whole life and your career. And that's what Giselle is doing. She's helping people to integrate this work into their real lives. And I think that's why we're on this path and why we have the business experience that we have so that we can show people that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
You don't have to go all in on one way or another. There is a way to be a business person and make money and be conscious.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So where can our audience find you?
Well, they can find me online in Instagram, GiselleFiumara.com, and my website is KundaliniTribe.co. And I have my app that is KundaliniTribe.app.
Amazing. You can find that on Apple
and Google Play.
Beautiful.
I share practices there, the long kriyas and classes, replays, and also I'm launching very soon short videos for this that we were saying, like to use it in your daily life to change or shift your energy. 3 minutes, 50 minutes. And yes, and see you in classes as well. I teach at Soho and Faena. But I think that what Instagram is the best way to.
It's the best way. And I think the best thing is that online presence, and that is what the pandemic did, is it took everything everyone's doing international. because this technology, family constellations, Kundalini, it works even through the computer.
Totally.
So I love that it's allowed us to expand the people. So if you reach out to Giselle on Instagram and you mention Sageful Living, she'll have a special offer in her memberships. And thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.